Let's make sure this is working. But
The biggest focus here.
shush. Shush. No. I'm saying shush. Cool. I should be here. Hi, Omega. How's it going? I'm just making sure that I have everything organized because I only have 2 monitors and I need this and the stream stuff and the silly YouTube tutorial. But the YouTube tutorial has music in it and the music loops like through all of them and they're each like an hour long. So I don't know if I I don't know if I want to have extra music. I'm on YouTube rather than Twitch is going insane. Are you going insane? I probably can't help with that. Is Twitch going insane? I don't know. I have both. I haven't I haven't liked Twitch or YouTube very much, but it's what I've got. Bum. Big load of chatters. Nope. We starting from scratch pretty much. I do think that this music, like, listen to this, okay? The music you hear in the background, besides the cars.
Okay, I'll select all these.
It's the same music for the entire thing, and I'm like, oh, if you're gonna make it thematic or something like that, have some variety. And I don't like that, but I mean, I've been able to follow along with the tutorials so far, and I got a little building. I got a cute little 2-story kitchen, bathroom, bunk bed, and then that's it. Because I've never used a blender before.
Railing.
I guess
parts
we're gonna
and-
try and make a railing. Hi, Chaos. Oh shit! I can't see. I can't see. Hi, Chaotic Dragon. Hi, Return Null. I'm doing. I mean, there was a lot of good news recently with news and all that stuff. Freaking Zoran Mamdani winning New York and proudly standing behind trans people. It's actually possible. There are people that don't want our entrails on the streets. Very awesome indeed. And that apparently they're gonna have to at least partially fund Snap. So I rationed myself out a little bit so that I'd have food for like the first half of this month. And then I'm hoping that they just give us like half later in the month and then it'll be fine. But there's reasons to be chilling right now. I'm gonna keep playing this while I design a little railing like the guy wants me to design. So I'm gonna shift a cube. We're going to scale in the Y direction. Very long. We're going to scale in the X direction down. scale in the Z direction, down. We're going to move this up. That high? Sure. That seems good. There will be like a sidewalk there. G, X, a little further away. I'm used to working with mechanical engineering 3D software where you can draw a shape and then extrude it out and stretch it. There is no such thing, at least as far as I can tell on here. So I will shift duplicate this. Rotate X 90. That's not right. Hi, Ice Tiger. How's it going? Edit, redo. I'm still figuring out the keybinds. Okay, so I have another guy there. Rotates by the Z-axis. No, that's not right. That's not right either. That's not right. It's gotta be X. Okay, okay. 90. Must be having so much fun learning Blender. I have a headache. I have a headache. Scale this down in Z. I do find this stuff really neat, but I have a headache. So grab this, move it on the Y axis, put it down here, move it along the Z axis down to the ground, Shift D, move along the Y axis, copy both of these, Shift D, move along the Y-axis. I'm gaming. It's over for all of you. We're going straight to dragon instantly. Shift D, Y-axis. Whether it is even or not, I do not give a shit. We'll just delete these ones. All right, hold on. All right, funny man. You have gotten what you want. You've gotten what you want. Now let us continue on to whatever you are saying.
Control G to combine them.
It's been years since I used Blender. I gave up halfway through the online manual. It was so hard. Online manual like the official one or like second, third party tutorials? I feel like I'm following along just fine, but this is like the first one. If you're learning Blender for Avi making purposes, I recommend basics like this, then sculpting, then weight painting. Have fun with the weight painting. We all hate it. I've heard as much. But oh, that's not what I want. Considering that I've already done some painting with topology in mind, maybe it will come naturally to me. It's not hard. That's good. That's good. I'm a little scared.
And align them into x-axis with the building. Okay. Control J.
Oh.
Alright. Now I'm going to save this file like a D1 building. Okay. So I'm going to make something like a roadside. Let's create a cube over here and just type 30 in the
Hold
X
on.
direction.
I think this might just be
Or
using
40.
all of the stuff that we learned so far in just like a bunch of different artistic ways. Can't stick around. Hope you have a good night. Thank you. Farewell. I think it was the official manual. I never trust that stuff. Rendering the
guys,
scene.
so I
Oh,
think
well,
we
that'd be
switch
cool.
off the camera so that we don't see the image in the background, but just the lights.
Well, that'd be cool. What if I do want to finish it? But I want to get on to the... I gotta get better at this stuff. I don't want to. Alright, fine. You know what? I'm just gonna spruce it up some, and then we'll do the rendering part, and then I'll be fine. Separate thing that requires a lot more learning. It'll be fine. Let's just add some fun little details. They added some silly little brick things. Why not? Scale. Scale. Thinner, like a brick. Scale. Brick. Now, what if I G this? I grab this and I put it over here. Oh no. Oh no. I like having them on the corner. I think that's cool. Shift D X D Z G. These are some fun commands and keyboard shortcuts to learn. Wahoo! Look, bricks. I want to add a light. How shall I do that? Also gonna look at all this and be like, damn, I have to place 1 million individual bricks, but you'll eventually learn their weird stuff for doing that automatically with modifiers. They said no modifiers in the beginning of the, or for this tutorial. So I think I'll be alright. Let's duplicate these. I want to move these backwards, and then I'll move them up. Gee, there we go. I'm still getting used to it. And we'll do a couple on the other sides. I can actually join these, I think. G, X, drag these guys. R, on the freaking... Oh, I'm gamer. Oh, I didn't freaking copy it. No, I have to go back. Okay. Z90. Gaming. So hard. Now I just have to line that shit up. G. Oh, so many snapping. Oh, that's not what I want. Cool, I got a couple of bricks. I'll do one on this side. Just one. We shift D. Bring that over here. X. Or Z. Not that freaking thing. Bricks have been achieved. I want to do lamppost. How do we do that? A mesh cylinder. Get no. Where'd it go? No, it's inside there. It's not inside there. We're good. G X G Y. Okay. I have the intuitive feeling that this is gonna get a lot faster over time. Okay. I don't think I want to keep it that thick. Like so. And we're gonna scale it upward a bunch. GZ. Kinda up there? Sure. I want to figure out how I do the funny curve thing, but I don't think that was included in the tutorials yet. Which I'm not so happy about. I'm gonna put my cursor on there. Hi, Mandy. What's up? Let's try adding something. Maybe they've got exactly what I need. Curve. Mesh. Herm. But there is this silly little curve thing. I want to... You know, watch this. Grease pencil. Stroke. What is that? I thought I could just draw. That's not what that's... What? I might be a little out of my league here. You have basic curve stuff, but what you're thinking to do properly is more complicated than you think. See, in Inventor, what I would do here is maybe say I would select this face of the building. I would add like a circle or two. Dun 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 dun. G Z G X. So I'd add a circle there. That is for some reason not on the building, but that's okay. And then I would add another circle. R X 90. Okay, so that one's on the building. We'll just pretend that they're on the same plane. I would drag this over. Maybe something like here. I would do a bezel here. And then snip off the extra pieces. And then I could extrude a shape from that sketch. But I can't do that here. There's no extruding. Why? Why? For what reason? I'm just gonna... Screw it. We don't need any of that. We need a cube. You can extrude it? Tell me how, please! I feel like I could do so much if I could sketch and extrude. I was so good at that shit in mechanical design. Hi, Maru. It's just like E. Oh, no. At least not what I'm seeing here. Shift A, mesh, circle, E. Nope. Control E. Probably have to be in edit mode. Oh no, I want to select the whole circle. There's no circle over here. There it is. Okay. Except I can't select it like I wanted to. It's under edit mode. Oh. So if I wanted... Wait. I can only select vertexes though. Oh, this is no. I'm going to leave it up to the tutorials. This is going to be our light for now. Face select. Face is, that's snap target. Select mode, edge select mode, face select. Okay. And then extrude, there's edges, is there face? Oh, but if I were to, okay, I'm gonna select this face. Subtract. Control E. Extrude. What happens here? Okay, that's not exactly what I was thinking of, but I have learned how to do something. And it will stay that way. There's my little city, guys. I do pride myself on the learning. I don't know if I need the rest of this.
You can see the HDRI is creating some really interesting light effect over here, but our model is still in the grayscale. Okay?
You just saw the ref. You can't describe how pretty it is. Oh, shucks. That's so sweet. I'm really excited to make it come to life. It's been slow going. But good things come to those who wait, and I have waited very patiently. Waited for my body, that is.
Let's go to the solid mode, okay? Make one more window. Create this one.
I'm gonna skip this part. I don't need to render my scene. I need to go to the next tutorial. Edit mesh objects. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Okay.
I just got flashbanged. Oh my god. J2, this is what I want. Sup, this is Austin, by the way. Change the name and logo now. You are so unbelievably loud and you don't need to be. Freaking... Can I see the logo? You'll have to send me the logo. I can't see it from here. But hello, Austin. How's it going? Good to see you. Guys, my cousin here bought 40,000 fucking magic cards. With his devilish, devious tactics. I don't know how. It's weird. It's gross. Hi, Dippy. What's up? All right, let's dive back into this. 18 plus in here. We're 18 plus in here. I'm 18 plus in here. Rotting! So excited for you. Have as much good time as you can allow yourself.
Okay, guys. So now that we understand the very basic of this software, like how to create objects and transform them, I think we can move on to the next chapter, which is creating your own custom 3D objects. Now, before we start making models, it's important to understand what these models are made of. So I have this monkey head Suzanne in front of me, and I'll just go into edit mode, and let's discuss.
We're doing the monkey right now? Okay. Apparently, you have to delete the default cube every single time. Monkey. Edit mode.
Entertainment industry, all the models are made of polygons. Okay, now these polygons are made of 4 edges and 4 vertices, and you can select them and manipulate them, shape your model according to your need. And a face could be 3.
So I could like... Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ah. Okay, I get to complain then. I'm experiencing my first, like, PMSing on HRT and this shit sucks. I can't remember exactly what that is. PMS. Symptoms. I get the breast tenderness. I never... Well, I mean, I have fatigue and joint pain by default. So I don't know when my cycle is. I have no idea. Default queue bad. Default queue bad. Hi, Eduardo. Let's give this guy a default head. Did I tell you that I figured out my name kept getting flagged when I was opening socials for the business? Apparently you can't have tyrant spelled out because it's a Hitler reference. What? I'm trying to make an analogy about how dumb that is, but I feel like I'm gonna trip over myself. Gun cannot be in your name. It is war reference. That's so dumb. I like the spelling that you did for it though. I noticed it when you came in here, and I'm oh, tyrant. Hi, Christian Taylor.
Vertices as well, but it's important, and it's a very standard practice to keep your model in polygons to keep the topology very clean, and for the calculation of many other processes like skinning and shading and all. Okay, and also one more thing, I'll just enable normals from here. You can see each of these faces have...
I'm sorry, what did you just do? I've got to go back.
One normal and shading and all. Okay, and also one more thing, I'll just enable normals
From viewport overlays, which is... I want normals, you said? You are lying to me. You are motherfucking lying. You're lying. You're lying. I've been lied to. Okay.
here.
Do I need this?
Each of these faces have one normal assigned to it. Okay.
Okay.
For the construction of a polygon, vertices and edges are used, and that is what we will be dealing with most of the time. But the normals are actually are used for shading purpose, like
That's important.
the direction of the face.
I will need to know
Has
that.
its own normal, and
Tell what's inside and outside. Okay.
it's perpendicular to the face's direction. You can see all the
Okay, well, why it's not freaking, here? Normals. Face? Found it! I'm gamer. We need more streams while you work on this. I've been missing the streams, literally thinking to myself for the past few days, when's Love gonna stream again? Oh, too sweet. I'm so glad to be thought of while I'm gone. That makes me very happy. I'm still trying to get myself in the mindset of like, I don't have to be a performer while I'm streaming. It's okay if I need to sit back and absorb this shit. Stummy hurt. Take Tum. Bye. Oh, normals. Okay, bunch of different normals. Feeling a little bit better, just had mental breakdown problems. Was it a meltdown or a breakdown? Meltdowns are usually more helpful. Sorry to hear that things suck. Things suck ever so slightly less today than they did yesterday. Which is good. And I'm glad you're here. I want you to be human. If people don't want to watch that, they don't gotta watch. You got it. You understand. It's not easy to internalize.
The construction of the face or the 3D model, what all goes into it. Okay, so to access the vertices and edges, you need to go into edit mode first.
Yes.
Right now we are in object mode, and in object mode you can create new objects like this. But once you select any object and go to the edit mode, you can no longer select other objects.
Oh.
Until you are done with the editing, and you will have to exit the editing mode and go back to the object mode. Okay.
Okay.
And the shortcut to enter the edit mode is tab. You can press tab, go to the edit mode, and tab to exit again. I'm going to delete these two models. I'll press tab and go to the edit mode, and I'll select this vertex. Now, just like in object mode, all your transformation commands work in edit mode. Like you can press.
Hi, Ruby.
You can move it into any direction you want. You can select multiple vertices or faces.
Oh.
I can make it look like Mojo Jojo from Powerpuff Girls. I'm just trying to explain. It's not that we are modeling anything right now. So you can use all your transformation commands, like even the local, global, snapping options, everything just like how you work in the object mode. You can use all those commands in editing mode. Okay. All right. And to select a vertex in editing mode, you will have to press 1, and you can see, or maybe a table, and let's just have a look at different objects around in the room.
I messed something up.
Imagine the like I said, a face could be 3 vertices as well, but it's a standard practice. For a good topology, you will have to practice how to keep your model with, in polygons. Okay, and we will talk about the methods in some other chapters.
Do you have Discord? Yes, I'm trying to remember what command you need to do in the chat to see it. It might just be !socials, but you are on YouTube, so the link for my socials is in the stream description, so you can look there. Hi Max Micron. Teehee. Socials does not work. Cool. I personally am. I'm feeling good, but I'm also stressed. Not going to lie, drinking the Feel Free for that song, Feel Free, kind of kicked me back into a weed habit that I thought I had left behind. Because it was like, I drink one feel free, and then I'm like, oh wow, the cravings for that are strong. But I'm not gonna do another one of those because I have self control. But I'll smoke a bunch of weed. So the past couple of days has just been like, one sec. I don't know if you can see that. Stop smoking weed. Love you. What's a feel free? It is a drink that is marketed as a health supplement, but is a highly, highly addictive blend of kava and kratom, which are plants that act on your opioid receptors. Scary stuff. Do not. People are ruining their lives on this shit without realizing it.
Geometry now, so that you understand how to transform these vertices or edges
Uh.
and create new faces, make your own custom shape. So I have this box. I'll go to the edit mode, press tab to
Stick to
edit
rum.
mode, and select 3. Press 3 to select faces.
All right. Apparently, we're making a cube. We're going to edit mode. We're selecting faces. Okay.
Now, what I want is I want to extend this box and create maybe a shape like Tetris.
I
So
think.
to extend this geometry, I'll press extrude. The short command is E on the keyboard. Simply press E
Ah!
and move it in the direction where you want to extrude. Okay. Press E again and move this up. Now, you might be wondering why we have created 3 subdivisions. That is because we cannot extrude a face anywhere we want. Okay, there should be some provision for it. Now you can see there are 4 edges available here, so I can extrude this one and make one Tetris like shape. Now if I just make a cube, and if I extend this in Z direction, and now if I want to make a Tetris like shape, select this one and extrude, it will extrude the entire the face. Okay, we need some cuts over here, like I said, some provision for a mesh. So you will have to keep this in mind whenever you're modeling something. You will have to plan your mesh. It's not very complicated thing. You will get used to it maybe in a day or two. So E is for extrusion, and this command is available over here, extrude.
Oh,
Let's
cool.
say you have cube and it doesn't have any subdivisions. You want to add few subdivisions now. To do that, you will have to press Ctrl R on the keyboard. So you can see now.
Oh, I see it. Another subdivision, and then I can. Rah! Cool. This is more my jam. I'm understanding
I
this.
have this highlighted edge right in the middle of 2 loops. One is the on the top and one is at the bottom. So in whichever direction you want to create a loop, click to confirm it, and then after that drag where you want the loop to be. You can either place it over here and then press Ctrl R again to place one another loop, or you can simply press Ctrl R and before confirming, scroll your mouse wheel upwards for to assign the number of subdivisions you want.
Whoa!
Assign how many number of loops you want. Scroll wheel up to add more loops. Scroll wheel down to decrease the number of loops. So now we have 2 loops in the center, and now we can create another Tetris shape.
Another Tetris shape.
This command, the loop cut, is
Get some
available
homework
over
done. I'll
here.
catch you later.
If you
Love.
want
See you.
to specify
Bye!
the
See you
toolbar.
later.
Like I said, it's always better to work with the shortcuts because it's not effective
Yes.
at all to work with the mouse.
Yeah,
So
I can see that.
click over here and add a loop cut, and then I'll have to go to this menu to increase the number of edges.
Ew,
and,
I'm not doing
increase
that.
the parameters, which is very time taking. I would suggest you just press Ctrl R. You can remember it like R is for ring. Okay, it creates an entire ring.
I can do it for individual faces too. Cool.
So this is much easier. All right. Now one more command I want to discuss. I'll go to the edit mode And let's say I want to give some chamfer to these edges, okay? Like
Chamfer.
I want to make this one look like it has some working radius. So what I can do is I can select, let's say, these faces with the help of shift, and if I press Control B and drag,
Control B.
make this nice bevel on the edges. Now if I scroll the wheel up, it will make the bevel smooth and add more subdivisions.
I didn't do it right. I didn't do it right. Hi, Jacoby. What's up? I undercooked my pasta and it is making me sad. Undercook means stiff? Oh. Wait, I'm not trying to select the face. I'm trying to select all of the edges. What? This is bullshit. Bullshit. Pasta sauce tell better. Okay. That's good. Alright, Mr. Magic Man, show me how you did it.
Nice bevel. Let's say these faces with the help of shift, and if I press Control
Okay,
B
they have
and drag.
They have the whole face done too. Control B. Okay, alright. Apparently I'm just cool. Giving me flashbacks to when I was trying to make a custom car for Assetto Corsa. I cannot imagine getting all those variables in there. There's so much that goes into an Assetto Corsa car. Scary. I commend you. Oh. My custom car would be Tungsten Cube. It hovers and levitates. It has no grip. It doesn't need it. What's next? Ah, oh, Night Veloster! I love that car. I love little cars.
Simply click again. Now you can see your model have this nice radius on the top edges. I'll make a duplicate again. Like any other object, you can delete the face with the help of delete. Simply press delete on the keyboard and choose faces. If you want to delete edges, then it's going to delete the edges which are selected, okay? And
all right.
These edges, then it's going to delete these one as well, because the edges can't be just in the air or
oh no. Oh, that was scary. I just opened Telegram.
there are many other options available, like dissolve surfaces, dissolve edges, dissolve faces.
We're fine.
Edges, like you do not want to make a hole over here. If I delete edges now, you can see it makes a hole. But instead, if I press delete and dissolve edges, you can see edges have disappeared, but it has created a different face.
Whoa. That bends my mind. That bends my mind. Dissolve edges. Well, I don't think that did anything. Dissolve edges. What? That doesn't look correct. Okay, so it's just not including a little crease here. Ugh. That bends my mind. I didn't like that. Why is it's all shaded under the same color too? That's so disorienting. Hold on. Rendered. Alright, so it actually tries to render it correctly. That's so weird. Tried Blender when I was improving the realism of one of my X-Plane aircraft back in the day, but I gave up after a few days and just focused on making performance more accurate to the real thing. Totally fair. I do really want to get this model looking pretty. Pretty and very incredible, so... I'm gonna be here for a while. Box with round things on it. You know what? You're so right. Why don't I just... One sec. We are so getting copyright struck for this. Ready? Ready? No, I want to delete all of it. Tab, delete. Shift, mesh, cube. S, X. It's gonna be a long one. Okay? We're gonna tab. Edge. We're gonna edge. Control B? I can't remember. Can I? There we go. I don't know why that wasn't working. Let's do something like this. Yeah, that was super weird. I don't know why it no work. I wonder how I mirror things. I don't know if I can mirror things. Top right below the shading settings. Mirror! Oh, but I have to place it myself, don't I? How do I... it's not mirroring. Guys, look, it's my car! Strange. Strange, strange, strange. And then we're gonna... Cylinder. R. Y 90. No. R. X 90. S. Y. Center option when you right click the object. Not in edit mode. That's not one object, is it? No way! Oh, because I was doing all that in edit mode, wasn't I? Okay. Oh no. But now it's stuck in the car. That's the car, guys. Oh. Mirrors along the x-axis and each respectively. I do want to get that down. I'm gonna try and use the mirror thing really quick. Mesh, cube. X. Gay. So I want it mirrored along the x-axis. Okay, weird shit's happening now. It. Oh, is it happening? It is happening! It is working. I see it now. And then, okay, so if I select this face. Ah, but that's not going to the other side. All right, we're going back to that later. Working with models right now, miniature models, that is. Are you one of those Warhammer freaks? One of those masochists that, like, hails the machine spirit or something? Somebody that spends all of their time painting plastic. Nerd.
But I think you understand the concept. Okay, so I'm going to delete all these objects now.
I did
Let's
that.
talk about the smooth modifier. All right. Before I talk about other tools in the object editing mode, I just want to explain how the low polygon geometry works with the smooth modifier, so that you know how to plan your mesh. Let's say if I have a cube, all the time we will be creating objects in the low polygon, very low resolution of mesh. You do not want to make your geometry way too smooth, so that it looks good, but it's not going to work for the animation if it's too heavy. To do that, what we use is we use smooth modifier. It's called
All right. Cube. Modifier. Smooth? Is it really smooth? It's just making it smaller. Warhammer the Freak!
subdivision surface in Blender. Now if I apply this subdivision surface, remember I'm in modifier properties. Over here in the generate, select subdivision surface.
Subdivision surface. I want smooth modifier on top of that.
So what it does is it subdivides the geometry. If I disable this now, you can see in the wireframe, like there are total 1 2 3 4 5 6 faces, 6 polygons. Okay, but if I switch this on, it pulls all the edges and the faces towards each other and makes it smooth, and adds a subdivision in between. Okay, like each of the face have now 4. If I increase the number of subdivisions, this one viewport, it's going to add more subdivisions and make the geometry more smooth. I think 2 is enough for most of the time we are dealing with geometry. We will talk about this in detail
Sphere.
later, but we will talk about how to make your meshes smooth as we proceed further. Okay, so I'm going to delete this now. So
Hooray.
now I'm going to create let's say a spoon, or maybe a clock, or maybe a table, and let's just have a look at different objects around in the room and try to imagine the construction of these objects, how the wireframe of these objects are going to look
I
like.
can imagine that easy.
So if I take a spoon and try to imagine this in wireframe, this is what it's going to look like.
Yes.
Now this is just for your own planning. You do not have to do this every time, and you will get used to this, and the more you practice 3D modeling. So now I'll try to apply this construction method and go to the edit mode. I have a simple cube in front of me.
Let's do that. Cube. Edit mode.
I'll select this face, scale this down like
Oh yeah. It is now a Scrabble tile.
This. All right. Now we are creating a spoon. What I want is I
Spoon.
can go to the wireframe, go to the vertex mode.
How did you go to wireframe?
These objects are going to look like in 3D. So if I take a spoon and try to imagine this in wireframe, this is what it's going to look like. Now this is just for your own planning. You do not have to do this every time, and you will get used to this and the more you practice 3D modeling. So now I'll try to apply this construction method and go to the edit mode. I have a simple cube in front of me. I'll select this face, scale this down like this. All right. Now we are creating a spoon. What I want is I
Spoon.
can go to the wireframe.
Why did you do that in like 2 frames?
Spoon. What I
Slow
want is
down!
I can,
Okay. I think I know which menu they're using. I can't remember the shortcut. It's Z. I'm gaming. I did it. I did it. All right.
go to the wireframe, go to the vertex mode, and stretch these over here and scale.
Apparently I'm going vertex mode. Okay.
Them down like this. But what I
I'm not doing much scaling here, it appears. Bruh. This guy had the mirror by himself.
want
Did
is
he?
I want to scale them down and
Drag
stretch
those over
these
there.
here and scale them down like this.
Ah.
What I want is I want some geometry like this.
Okay.
This. So to
I
do that,
see.
what I would need is I would need some points over here, some points over here, maybe extend this all the way till here.
Subdivision
So
time?
I'll select these and place them over here, and I'll press Ctrl R and create 3 subdivisions. Okay, I'll click to confirm. Now press B and select these vertices and scale them up like this, and select these, scale them up like this, select these and scale them up again like this. Okay, now I need some subdivision over here as well.
All right. Let's pause. Let's try and figure
So
this
that
stuff out. Whew. Less to digest. I really wish I knew how to just move the camera thing a little easier. Control R. Let's do a couple of those. Sure. Well, now it's off center, but that's okay. Right, I want these. Is that what I want, though? This will be about the middle of the spoon. Oh, it's this freaking song. I guess we're in it for the long haul as I make a spoon. I'd say that's almost enough spoon. I'm doing it in the opposite direction as this guy. Bum, 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 bum. I want this to move in the z-axis. I want this to move in the z-axis. I want this to move in the z-axis. No. Z-axis. Look it, guys. It's one of those tiny spoons that comes in Dippin' Dots. I'm gaming. Can you believe that? I can even, like, go over here. No. And make the spoon thinner on the bottom. Look at me. Look at me go. All right, what does this guy want to do again?
From this side of the mesh and also the handle of the spoon. I'll press Ctrl R and scroll wheel up and place them right in the middle. Click
Oh, well, he had a couple more
and
subdivisions,
press
but that's
B
fine.
and select these two, move them over here.
Ooh,
Now
why are you
I
putting
can
a
select these
tip
two,
on the spoon?
move them into X direction. Now I can press 3 on the keyboard. Sorry, 3. Select this face and extrude it like this. Now you can scale this down and press E to extrude again. Scale this down, press E to extrude.
All right, I know how to do the rest of this. Easy clappers. This is the song that's next. Sure. So I can't embarrass myself as I'm trying to make a spoon. That would be bad. Very long spoon. That's not half bad. Bum 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 ba bum bum bum. Spoon. That's not what I want. Why does it want to go in direction? That's right. Her humor is unmatched. It's unmatched. Guys, I did a spoon. A rendered spoon. Look at that. Oh yeah, I'm 3D modeling.
Again and scale this up like this. Press E to extrude
Leaps.
again and scale this up. Okay. If I go to the solid mode now and I'll just so you will see now we have a very basic geometry which looks like a spoon. But
Yes.
we need some dent over here. So I'll go to the wire mesh again and I'll select all
Ha
these,
ha.
sorry,
I
go to the wire mesh
already did
and
that
select all
shit.
these,
Sort of.
faces
In my own way.
or vertices and move them into Z direction like this.
Mine is lighter
If you
lighter
want,
weight than
you
yours.
can add one more subdivision over here to smooth it out. Maybe you can select these one.
I don't know. I feel like mine is like perfect. It might be a little chunky around the edges, but that's okay. We like them chunky around the edges.
And select this. You know the shape of the spoon, and this is just to clear out the concept. So now I have just enough points so that if I use the subdivision surface now, this will smooth out my entire geometry. And if I increase the subdivision to 2. Now you will see this does look like a spoon.
Yo!
To edit this further, to tweak the shape, you can press, sorry, I'll switch on the overlays. So
Hold on. I gotta admire this. Dude, I made that. I made that. I don't know if I personally would eat that with this spoon. Maybe just for the sole fact that I made it, but I don't know. I don't think the proportions are quite right.
So now you can see when you are into edit mode and subdivision modifier is on, all the edges, the construction edges are like what we see in the edges and vertices, and how these are like to create the geometry smooth, all the edges are getting pulled towards each other. And because of that, what is happening is we do not have any sharp corners. And to deal with this, we will have to create a more dense mesh at the corners, okay, so that when we apply subdivision modifier, so the edges which are closest to each other will not get pulled apart too much. It will create a sharp corner. To clear that out, I'm going to create one cube over here. If I apply subdivision modifier, now you'll see our entire cube have a very smooth looking geometry. But if I
Dramatic music over visualization of the spoon. One short moment, please. I guess that's all of the dramatic lighting we're getting on the spoon. Tee.
If I go to edit mode and select these 4
Guardsman
edges,
Squad.
and
I have no
if
idea how
I
many that is.
bevel
I'm sure
this
it
one
was
with the help of
wonderful
Control
and
B,
well worth
now
it.
you'll see this area is
Huh.
round, but this area,
Replay, please.
4 edges, and if I bevel this one with the help of Control B, apply subdivision modifier,
Okay.
to create one cube over here. If I apply subdivision modifier, now you'll see our entire cube have a very smooth looking geometry. But if I go to edit mode and select these 4 edges, and if I bevel this one with the help of Control B, now you'll see this area is round, but this area is much sharper and have a flat surface. That is happening because all these
I hate using the bevel thing for some reason. It's just not... Oh, that's so strange. 10 troopers, and yes, it has been very fulfilling. I'm so happy to hear that.
4 edges, like these dense edges actually are so close to each other and have enough strength to hold the mesh tightly. Like if the two edges are very far from each other, when you apply subdivision modifier, they become round. But if the 2 edges are very close to each other, they don't get pulled apart too much and create very sharp corners. And by default in Blender, you see all these geometry faces, okay, in the shading mode. If you want to create smooth geometries, you will have to, now to make this one smooth, simply press spacebar. And
I did this one before. Wait, what? All right. Apparently, that only applies to the top of the thing. Cool. That's okay.
Type smooth shade. Okay. Once I click smooth shade, you'll see I can no longer see the faces.
I
If you want
can.
to show faces, then
Youch.
type shade flat. This is just so that you can see the construction of the mesh, but when you are rendering, you will have to apply shade smooth. It's not any modifier, it's just a shading method. You can also change this from over here, from the object menu, smooth, shade smooth and shade flat. To understand this more, I'll create one cube over here and apply subdivision surface. Create two subdivisions, okay? Scale this up, and if I go to edit mode now, let's say I'll create one edge over here and slide this.
Edit mode. Yeah. What? 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 What?
This right about right, just like right here, and I'll delete these faces.
All of those. What? What did that just do?
Now let's say I want to create something like a hat.
Hold on. Delete. Faces? Cool.
I'll isolate this with the forward slash on number pad. I'll bring one loop with the help of Control R.
Where do you want that loop?
Click to confirm and just drag this right.
This is gonna be very low poly hat. Very low poly hat.
Over here. Now I'll select this face and extrude it.
Okay. Look at that. Little duckbill. Cool. Then I can wireframe. Can't. Control R. Bend it up a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now what I want is, you can see this area is actually like smoothed out, and I wanted this edge to be like much sharper over here so that I could see a nice shape of the hat. Right now it's getting all mixed up. If I select this entire loop, it's important to select the entire loop because otherwise it will not form the geometry in the polygons if I only bevel this one. Now select this entire loop. You can see in the wire mesh I have all the 4 edges selected.
Okay.
Now if I press Ctrl B and decrease these number of segments and only bring it to 1. Now click to
Alrighty then. Surely this will go well. Oh, where is that edge? Alright, did it do the thing? Kind of looks like it did. I can't see. It looks like, oh, it did. It definitely did. Where's the edge crazy statement for No Nut November? No Nut November's a scam. Like, guys, the world is telling you not to press your pleasure button because they don't want you to feel good. They don't want you to be happy and comfortable with yourself. So they're like, if you press your feel good button, there's something seriously wrong with you. Press your feel good button.
Confirm. Now I'll press spacebar and shade smooth.
Ew, I'm keeping mine low poly.
Now have very sharp looking shape over here, unlike before. So keep this in mind when you're creating something. You will have to plan like the first thing, it shouldn't be unnecessarily heavy. It should just have enough faces so that once you apply smooth modifier, it will give enough control so that you can manipulate your mesh for the animation, for the rendering process. I mean, all these things right now will sound too much, but once we do a quick marathon of, creating maybe 5 or 10 objects, you will start to understand.
That's a
these
lot of
concepts
objects
much
I'm
more
gonna
easily.
have to
And that is
make.
what we are going to do
Holy.
after we discuss the initial tools in editing mode. We'll create maybe 5 or 10 objects to clear out how to work with the meshes. Now I'll press / again. In the outliner, you can see I have all these objects. If this is confusing, I can just double click and rename it. Maybe this one spoon.
Double click
And
for
this
rename.
one
Gotcha.
into, I can make this one into mug. Okay, I can
Ah.
just extrude and scale it down like this. For now, I'll just
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait one gosh darn moment. Object mode. Edit mode. Select face. That works? All right. You've got to be kidding me. All right.
leave it as
So
it is.
easy.
Now, before we get into the details of editing tools, it's important that we discuss the selection methods, because one mesh is made of so many vertices and it's very inconvenient to select multiple vertices at a time manually. So there are selection options available in Blender or any other 3D softwares to work with the complex geometry. To clear it out, I'll just quickly hide these ones and
Hide
the
them.
center. Now I'll create one UV sphere over here and scale it up.
All right. Apparently, we're hiding all of our good work. Let's just get rid of the point light. UV sphere. Cool.
Now I'll go to the edit mode. To select multiple, just like any other normal selection, you'll have to hold down the shift key.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's say if you want to select this entire ring or entire loop, called loop in 3D, in Blender or any other 3D software. To do that, you'll have to hold down the Alt key and select an edge. Now if I
I feel like I could do better. Oh, I can't select multiple loops? What? That feels like bullshit. What? Alt. I forgot the key. I'm so silly. Cool.
I hold down the Alt key and click on this edge, it will select the entire loop. But if I hold down the Alt key and click on this vertical edge, it will select this loop. To select multiple loops, you'll have to Alt click over here and then press Shift and Alt click over here. And while holding down the shift, you can select multiple loops and rings. You can quickly, select multiple loops and move them around. It's much easier to select like this. The other way of selecting is you can select one edge, and let's say if you want to select all the edges till over here, so you can hold down the control key and just click over here, and it will automatically pick up the best path available to reach the target selection. Let's say if I go and control click over here, then it will take the shortest path. So you'll
I
have
don't think
to,
I'm gonna use
guide
that.
it around. Let's say
It
if you
sounds
want to
confusing.
cut select from over here
Actually,
to
that looks
here,
useful.
then you'll have to click first here, then here. I mean, guide it like this. Otherwise, it's going to select the shortest path and reach the ultimate selection. Now, if you want to study it more, what you can do is you can go to the select menu over here. Just notice when we are in object mode, these menus are very limited, like view, select, add an object. When you press tab, then these menus will expand, and there will be many other options available which are to do with related to the mesh editing.
This looks so wrong, the jiggle. If you're not here for the sexualization of the sphere, what are you here for?
Now if you click, you can see it's a mesh, vertex, edge, face, and also you can access these by pressing Ctrl V for vertex menu, Ctrl E for edge menu, and Ctrl F for face menu. And these shortcuts will only work in the object editing mode. If you press Ctrl E in object mode, it's not going to do anything unless it's assigned to something else. And also you have this shortcut called W.
W.
This very special contextual menu, and the most important commands which are related to the editing the mesh are accessible from here. Let's say you just want to subdivide this mesh. You'll press W and subdivide. I'll select these and subdivide these, and there are bevel, extrude, knife, edge.
Cool.
Most useful commands are available here, and you can also customize this menu. You can edit context menu, and we will talk about this later, and I don't want to confuse you in multiple directions right now. And if you are working with the left click selection, I think this menu will be available on your right click. So we were talking about the selection, and there are several other methods available to select mesh. One is the box select, which we already know. If you press B, you can select with the box. If you go in the wire mesh, it's going to select the other side of the box as well. And if you go press in,
I hurt. How am I supposed to focus on this? Already learned quite a lot of what you're gonna need to know for Avi making now. I mean, I just assumed I was gonna go in there, fumble a shape until it was in sculpting position, and then sculpt it to perfection. Because, I mean, I've done real sculpting, but I do, like, I'm diving into this. I really want a well, I don't think I'm going to get a comprehensive knowledge of Blender, but I really want to feel comfortable in Blender before I really move on. I think, hold on, what are the other things that they have in this tutorial series? Because it's just 7 days. Shut up! No, 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 no. Oh my god, okay. Introduction. Modifiers, shading, texturing, UV, lighting, modeling aircraft, animating. So I don't need all of this. Feeling comfortable in Blender and feeling comfortable making obvious is very different. It's a lot you won't even think about using. Okay. Okay. Sculpting. Is there sculpting on here? there's not a sculpting tutorial on here. So maybe I'm just gonna have to hop outside of this tutorial thing. If making the most confusing controls was a challenge, then the creators of Blender would get that award. I think it's designed to be easy to understand once you, like, start pedaling the pedals. But you have to know where your legs go and everything, right? You've done sculpting in other programs. Oh no, not in programs. No, none of that. I mean with clay, physically. So this is slightly different. I mean it can't be bad. It cannot be bad. I do think I'm gonna go through the rest of this tutorial though.
Selection, I think this menu will be available on your right click. So we were talking about the selection.
I'm gonna refill my water really quick. I'll be right freaking back, you guys. Oh, I didn't mean to dislike it, no. Okay. Why did I put on the tense music? Teehehehe. Ever on VRC much these days? I'd love to hang out someday again. No. I sold my VR setup. And I still haven't gotten all of the money for it. I sold almost everything I have for VR for a total of $1,400. They've paid $1,000 so far and haven't been able to pay the rest, which is really stressful considering the fact that the government is stopping giving us freaking food. But I mean, they're just objects. I don't really own anything. I am just the current caretaker of certain things. I feel like this might be one of these moments in life where you think you'll be able to learn a little bit of something in 5 days, and then 5 years later you're still working on it. That's not the timeline I'm hoping for. I mean, if I keep going into Blender stuff, obviously Blender is gonna be an ongoing a learning thing. But that's not what I'm doing here. I just want to make one VTuber model. I just want to make one VTuber model, and maybe that's it. That's all. I'm glad that you don't have to get super like deep into the minutia of Blender for obvious. Very time consuming. I have heard that much. Is most of it in weight painting and shit. I can't imagine that the sculpting takes the longest. Maybe that's just me. I got up and walked around and now my pain level went down. Did the pain meter work? Why is it making sound when I press it? All of it takes a long time. Great!
And there are several other methods available to select mesh. One is the box select, which we already know. If you press B, you can select with the
You
box.
don't need
If
the
you go with
B.
the wire mesh, it's going to select the other side of the box as well. And if you go
Shape keys. Yes,
press
that sounds
invert
about right.
or Control I on the keyboard, it's going to invert the selection.
Control I, that's useful.
And now there is a circle selection. You can simply press C on the keyboard, and with the circle you can paint out the selection. Okay, with the scroll, by scrolling the mouse, you can increase the diameter of this brush. It's easy
I
to
like
select
that.
like this. Okay, very convenient. And now we have a select random. It's going to select random faces.
Oh! Whoa. 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 Ah, there was something I was thinking about earlier, but I can't remember what it is anymore. Oh no. Oh no. I wanted to talk about it. Yes! I remember now. I need to know a Minecraft song. What's the Minecraft song that goes da 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 ba 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 ba? Does that work? Wait, I don't think it does. This isn't. No, this works not at all. I thought it can search for songs. I need to find a specific song to share something to you. Please, can somebody tell me what song that was based on my short rendition? It's gotta be one of the earlier ones. Sounded like either cat or dog. I think it might have been cat. Yes, it's this one. All right, now. Oh, Minecraft. I need a music box cover. All right, so I had a dream. And I'm going to explain the gist of the dream to you. I can't remember how it started. I only remember how it ended. Okay? So I'm in a room with a bunch of people that are playing like a realistic holographic role-playing game. Where it's just like floating in front of you. And there's this enemy that comes up to the person that's playing and is like approaching to attack them. And then the person that's playing just walks up, licks them on the face, steps back, and starts doing this dance. And this little character is like dumbfounded, just staring at everyone like. And then everybody else starts to join, so everybody in the room is doing this. And I look around, I join in, and I start laughing so hard that I wake up. And then this is, I think it's a different version, but this is the song that's playing on my TV when I wake up. Something about the cadence of that dance and this song. You gotta get in like a little whip in there every once in a while. So, yeah, that's a dream I had. Anyways, I just got a part for an open rail tape recorder that I bought 4 years ago that is required to even make it run in my country, and I haven't even started fixing it. Foolishly thought it would be ready in 1 to 2 years. You just got the part. Jeez. Old audio stuff is hard to acquire, is it not? Project timelines explode. Oh. D&D 2027 or 2077 in their dreams. My dreams have been very strange, but I've been more lucid in them recently, and I get to fly. It's pretty sick. 'Cause I jump around and then I'm like, wait a second, I don't have to hit the ground. Whee! I don't dream, I'm sorry. I used to be that way. Perhaps you are simply not to remember your dreams. Perhaps that is all. The art grade is with a friend now. Enjoyed watching. Paul back later. If you're still alive, I don't know. I'm already ouchies. Thank you for being here, Ice Tiger. All thanks to you guys feeling the need to have your electricity cycle at 60 hertz. Why? I don't get the reference. I'm not into old music equipment. Not saying I don't find it cool. Working on Albie off stream. I have questions. We're on chat. My Discord is same as here. Thank you. I appreciate. I'm feeling pretty invigorated about how this is going, even though I haven't even started.
Each of the command we use, there is always a pop-up over here related to that, and you can adjust these parameters before
Oh no, it says
dropping
50.
down
Interesting.
before moving on to the next tool. And then we have select sharp edges, and because we do not have any sharp edges over here, it's a very smooth subdivided mesh. To understand this, we are going to select the edges of the bottom and bevel this one.
Wait, I thought we were doing a freaking what? Shift A, cube. Edit. Base. Control B. I don't get how Control B works. Okay, apparently it just takes a couple tries. Now what do you want?
Increase the subdivision first. And now if I go to the select menu, select sharp edges, it's going to select the sharp edges only. Now you can see these edges are smooth, and at the top it's selecting all these 4 edges because these are creating a 90-degree sharp angle.
Just selecting these ones
Select sharp
too.
edges. But at the bottom it's not selecting
Oh,
these
it
edges
is.
because the angle between these edges is very smooth. Okay, it's not considered sharp. All right, let's say you're creating something like maybe a robotic arm or something which is like hard surface model, and you want to select the sharp edges quickly. Okay, and you can use this command and create nice bevel around the sharp corners. These are much more like advanced commands. Non-manifold is known for the faces which are not closed. Loose geometry, like if you have let's say I'll press V on the keyboard to detach these 2 vertices. Let's say I press V, then it breaks it again. So now if I select I'll select non-manifold.
I don't have that. I don't have that. It's just US and countries that got their electrical equipment from the US that have 60 hertz. We're like the freaking Apple of Earth. We must have everything unique to us and non-compatible with anything else. You can see it's selecting all the broken edges, like which are not closed. It's supposed to be closed. Okay, to keep the mesh clean, let's say if you have created any object and there are some broken edges and you want to fix them because it's creating some problem, you can use this command and use non-manifold. Now let's say if I have this face and I create a duplicate of this, or let's say I have this vertex and I create a duplicate of this. Now this vertex in itself is not going to create any geometry. Okay, you can see this vertex in edit mode, but when you go to object mode, because there is no edge or no polygon, it will disappear. Lose geometry. This vertex, okay, it's bad for any geometry. Like sometimes you can see these vertices, sometimes you cannot see these vertices. To quickly clean up your geometry, you can select this one, lose geometry. Lose geometry, but there's none to select. Okay. Yeah, it's going to select this geometry now, and you can dissolve vertices. And I would encourage you to just test these commands out and try to understand their use, because most of the time we will be creating our own custom geometry. Basic primitives are for very limited use. To get comfortable editing an object, it's very important to understand the selection methods available. I think we have covered the most important commands for selection methods, and now let's move on to the next stage, and we are going to create maybe 5 or 10 models of okay, and use do I need this practice and their meaning. Okay, do I need this practice? You want to make how many models? It's not strictly an audio thing, but the fact that EOS means 60 Hz versus 50 Hz makes motors and tape recorders and turntables run at different RPM. Quintessentially audio equipment problem. I feel like that would mess with a bunch of electronics. At least older electronics that don't have, like, freaking converters. Oh, but having just like a third party converter from 60 hertz or 50 to 60 or the other way around doesn't sound easy. Maybe you just need maybe it's just a power supply thing. You just need a different... You'd need a big... That's ridiculous. Because it's not standardized, now you need a big power supply just to make sure that you don't ruin something on your audio stuff. Cringe.
Alright, so there are a few more options for selection, and for that I'll just bring up this Suzanne model. Now if you go to the editor,
Suzanne? Is that her name? Dude, no, just delete the whole thing. Oh my god, it is! It's right there! Hello, Suzanne. Why do you have tiny little smile and concerned eyes? Oh.
mode, press tab. I'll just enable screencast here. So when you select any vertex and press Ctrl plus on the number pad, this will grow your selection. Let's say Ctrl plus for expanding your selection. Ctrl minus will shrink your selection. And
Cool.
this is just so that if you want to quickly just
Oh.
select few of the faces over here, okay? Just select all these 4 faces and press Ctrl plus, and this will select your entire area. So this is a very handy command. And also now when you're selecting, when you're making any selection, let's say with a box or a circle, like when you're making any selection, it could be a bit difficult to select different elements within the object. So right now this eye is a different object. I mean within this object there are multiple elements, and this eye is a separate mesh, and this eye is a separate mesh.
Oh, that's hard to
Now,
look
if you
at
want
through
to just
wireframe.
select these different elements, you can press whatever is linked to this mesh. Now if I go over here in any mode, vertex mode, edge mode, or face mode, if I go over here and press L, now this will select everything which is linked to this face. Now if I go over here and press L, this will
Monkey. Monkey. Ooh, ooh,
select everything which is linked.
There are 50 to 60 hertz converters, but I rejected using them for historical reasons. I'm creating a museum quality replica of the 1963 to 64 stereo system from West Germany. That's cool. If you are so savvy in old audio technology, can you please tell me how the fuck I connect this to an XLR output? Look at this. Look at this. Okay. What is going on here? 5 pins. I looked up this connector. Apparently it was used in freaking aviation. Not in microphone tech. I've had this for a while and I so want to use it. Because apparently these things sound so cool. But I've looked far and wide and I can't find a converter for this. So I feel like I'm going to have to go get it, like, custom soldered or something. And that makes me sad. Quite common and high, like a quite common in high-end microphones in the US. Yes, made in Conneaut, Ohio. It's even got a little intercom button. Isn't that cool? Someday it'll happen. Someday I'll be able to add it. Use even different ones in Europe, but also not used anymore. Surely there's someone out here that understands how to use all of these. Hello. The dark blue text in your name confused me for a moment. Hi, Wilger Fox. I'm doing all right. I'm kind of antsy with Yauchis, but I've made good progress.
Now if I go
Look,
over here and press
watch
play,
this.
now this will
Look at my gamer nature. I made a cup, a hat, and a spoon. I mean, take a look at that spoon. Isn't that crazy good? I'm just following the tutorial.
select only the face and not the eyes. So this linked faces is very important and very useful when you are working with a model which have a lot of elements within the one object.
Yes.
All right. Now let's talk about the most interesting one here, and this is called proportionate editing. Okay.
Okay.
And in the first chapter, as we were discussing all these options, I mentioned this one we'll discuss in the next chapter when we are editing mesh objects. Okay. Now I think this is the right time we get into this one. So I'll just move this one and create few.
All right. Apparently, we're making a cube next to the monkey head. That's not what I wanted at all. Sure, something like that. It is now got some freaking loops.
Loop cuts so that we can have some smooth mesh over here.
Smooth.
So that we can have some smooth mesh over here. Now, what proportionate editing does is, if you are coming from other softwares, this is like a soft selection. Okay. Now, if I go over here and
Good luck,
select
Girl
any
Dragon.
face
Hope it goes
or
well.
any multiple
Thank
face,
you. As static D104. Sure looks like it. The only labeling on it says silver. Oh yeah, it says a static at the top. It says a static silver eagle. That's all it has. But that looks correct. How do I plug it in? I want to hear what it sounds like. Does it have a bar on the side? What, for identification? No, for identification. But it has a handle. Boink, 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 boink.
Hello and welcome back, and today we're going
Oh
to
my
be
god,
looking
I've seen
on-
this guy. This is like the tube computer that can play the Doom soundtrack.
Oh, hang on a sec. Yeah, we have a breaking news story coming in.
Yeah?
Thank you. This is highly unprecedented. All right, here we go. Let's see here. A 1,000 horsepower Thunderbolt. It's September 1935. This doesn't sound right. Hang on a sec. I think we're gonna need a little bit of this guy right here. What's going on?
This is 1,000.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. Here
Yeah,
we go.
he's got. Wait, mine's cooler. Because check this out. Look at that bad boy. Is that not snazzy? Don't confuse this for me being patriotic. I just think it's cool.
1,000 horsepower Thunderbolt. It's September 1935. Propellers turn and the pilot gets into the cockpit of a yet untested plane.
Optional preamp.
The ship is lifted from the
Okay.
runway and wings into the air. Wraps are coming off what has been called the mystery plane. And then the mystery unfolds as its owner, backer...
Is this what the microphone actually sounds like?
Well, it's not because recording setups have changed. And if we look at it, you can see that the condenser microphone on the top here is capacitively coupled to what looks like an emitter follower buffer. And then this is capacitively coupled to a standard inverting amplifier, which then goes out into an interesting toggle switch mechanism, which is going to be this.
I don't want to crack it
switch here
open.
on the side.
I want to
When you
listen.
push this in, it will really help me in digitizing the audio signal coming out of this, so I can lay it down and you guys can hear it on this YouTube video.
Don't watch The Expanse. Go watch it. It's my all-time favorite TV show.
Is this?
It
It is.
the best bit of sci-fi television ever made. But also, I think that was kind of a fun comparison.
Ah,
between
that's such a fun
Cinematic
sound.
for here and this realistic Highball 2. Now, it was also an unfair comparison because this Highball 2 paired with this Tascam recorder has yielded some of the highest fidelity audio I've ever recorded. Today it didn't sound that great because I was yelling the Belt of Lotus speech, and also my voice is a little scratchy.
Powered with a 9-volt battery, so the bottom of the case is probably full of acid and rust. Oh, great! I'm so excited! I get to take shit apart, but not right now. You know what else I got from the store where I got this vintage static D104?
A little lower than normal, but I've done recordings with this thing before and it just is stunning. Way better.
That's so fun. I can't wait to get that connected up. Radio from Legend of Korra.
I thought anyone could come in if they brought you some new knowledge.
Those are the old rules. Besides, what is the little girl going to teach Wan Shi Tong? He who knows 10,000 things.
That's not a lot of
Well,
things.
since you've been down in the spirit world, the humans have invented radio.
Yes, I am well aware of the radio.
But do you know how it works?
Of course I do. There is a box, and inside the box there is a tiny man who sings and plays musical instruments.
Actually, when we speak, our voices produce sound waves. Radio takes those sound waves and converts them into electromagnetic energy that is transmitted through the spectrum.
All right, enough. I did not know this. Apparently, I have been fed some misinformation about the existence of tiny men in boxes.
Okay, this isn't what I was looking for, but
Folks, there is some sort of electrical disturbance in the stands. Metal bender cops are dropping like bumbleflies. There appear to be masked members of the audience wielding strange devices on their hands. One of them is in the booth with me right now. Folks. He is leveling one of those glove devices at me now, and I believe he is about to electrocute me. I am currently wetting my pants.
I am currently wetting my pants. Oopsies. 1950s tech, so there were only two choices for a preamp circuit, either transistors and a 9-volt battery, or tubes and a freaking high voltage wires from a separate power supply. Alright. I'm gonna resign to that endeavor being more difficult than I previously thought. I thought it was gonna be a find an adapter on Amazon and that's it. But no, it is not that way. It was not that way.
These are like a hard selection. Okay, I mean these are creating some very hard deformation in my mesh. Okay?
Yes.
Now if I move this one, now I have this weird looking. I just want some smooth transition and not just to move one face. Okay, so if I enable this one, see what happens.
Proportional
Now, it's
editing.
not just moving my one face, it's also picking up, it's also influencing other vertices around
Wow.
the face. And it's working like a brush. Okay, now I can scroll wheel up to increase this influence and scroll wheel down
Cool.
to decrease this influence. Okay, and this is a very powerful thing. And when you are modeling organic objects, this is your first tip here. Okay, now let me tell you when this gets fun. Okay, now let's say if you want to, I'll just create one plane over here and rotate this in 90 degree and move this one over here. Okay, and create a few loop cuts over here. All right, and delete this one. Now, when you are in object editing mode, and let's select this one, okay? Disable this option for now. So now if I'm moving this polygon over here, if I want to activate proportionate editing, I'll simply press O on my keyboard, okay? Now this will enable proportionate editing, okay? Now you see I have this activated. Now I can
Oh,
scroll
whoa,
up,
whoa,
and I can
whoa, whoa,
rotate this thing.
whoa. This is what I wanted before for the light.
Now if you combine this
I wanted to
with
do
the
something
3D
like
cursor,
that.
this gets a lot interesting. Okay? If you click over here, let's say if you want to make some leaf, okay, or some maybe grass strand or something, then you can use your 3D cursor, and now this will take turn and influence your mesh from that 3D cursor, okay? Now let's say if you want to bend this one in this direction, now see what happens, okay? And you can increase or decrease the influence of the brush and start shaping up very organic forms.
Oh my god, it's moving the monkey head.
This and RZ, then I can use my
Ew.
Z direction and create a nice twist. So soft selection is a very powerful thing, and
I believe you.
this will take some time to get used to, but I don't think it's a very difficult thing to understand, and you will get used to them by the time we model rest of the stuff in this chapter, okay? And there are different mods over here, and right now we are using only the smooth option, okay? If I go to the edit mode and move this one, okay, let's
Alright, I'm bored. I want to learn sculpting. I can just do that. I can just go on the internet and go, all right, silly little box on my desk, show me how to do this.
Do you
It's
want to
only
be able to
33
sculpt
minutes
amazing and
long.
Fun faces like this?
Yes.
Then follow along with me in this complete beginner's guide to sculpting in Blender.
This
We'll
guy's
have
got
you
a funny
mastering
face
sculpting
too.
Tools in no time. If it's your very first time opening Blender, then it's a good idea to check out my complete beginner's guide playlist.
Not
to get
quite.
used to the
This is like
interface
my
if you're
5th
struggling with
time.
this video at all. Now it's worth mentioning before we start that I'm using a display tablet so I can draw on my screen and it's nice and easy. You can also use a basic graphics tablet like this that doesn't have a screen. It's just a little bit more awkward to use, but still very effective. You can also use a mouse, it's just much easier with a tablet, but you can still get some really good results. The pen that comes with a tablet should have buttons, and you'll want to set the first button, button 1, to middle mouse button. That way you can easily move around your object. If you have 2 buttons, then you'll want to set the second one to right click. That's what I use the most, but I hardly use that to be honest. So let's get started making our face.
Hooray!
So when you first open Blender, you'll see a screen like this, and you've got new file options down the left-hand side here. And for most people, they'll start off with a general scene, but I just want to quickly show you that there is a sculpting option as well. Don't follow along with this, but if I open that up, you'll see that you're straight into the sculpting workspace, and there's a sphere here that we can start sculpting on.
Beautiful.
However, I don't recommend that for beginners, so we're going to start with just the general file. I've turned on my shortcut keys down the bottom corner here, and I'm in Blender 3.6. Now, one thing that's helpful for you to see what I'm doing is to make my 3D viewport a little bit bigger, and I can overtake this timeline at the bottom here.
What do you mean? It's like already the full
You don't have to
size.
follow along with this, it won't make too much difference to you, but I can come down to the bottom corner here where the crosshairs are, click and drag over the other one to just make the viewport a bit bigger.
I mean, sure,
Okay,
I
so a
can
quick
use
reminder
that.
of the controls. Middle mouse button is to rotate around your object. And if you have your pen set up, then you should have pen button 1 set to middle mouse button. That makes it nice and easy. The wheel of your mouse is to zoom in and out. If you're using a pen, you hold down control while pressing pen
No,
button 1. the middle
no,
mouse button on the
wait
pen,
a second,
and you
I've done something horribly wrong. Okay, we're good.
here where the crosshairs are, click and drag over the other one to just make the viewport a bit bigger. Okay, so a quick reminder of the controls. Middle mouse button is to rotate around your object. And if you have your pen set up, then you should have pen button 1 set to middle mouse button. That makes it nice and easy. The wheel of your mouse is to zoom in and out. If you're using a pen, you hold down control while pressing pen button 1, the middle mouse button on the pen, and you can zoom in and out like this. You can use your numpad to jump to side view and front view and things like that, or you can use the Cartesian coordinates just here. Just remember that you want the X going across, so that's X to minus X, That helps for symmetry later. And this Y is actually the positive Y, but we have that going away from us in that
Wait,
direction.
I've almost forgotten one important thing. Okay. Whew. That was close.
So going away from us is positive. And this is the side you generally want to be looking at your objects from. And I'll explain why more later. Now, holding down Shift and middle mouse button is to strafe side to side.
I didn't
let's
know
set up the
that.
sculpting. I'll start by selecting the cube and deleting it because it's not
Okay.
the best object
I did
to
it.
sculpt with.
I did
I'll
it.
press
What?
Shift A to add and go to the mesh menu. That's the same as the add menu up here. So
I have
add
to
the
delete
mesh.
the cube
Add
that I
an
added
icosphere is
here.
probably the best shape to start with. So I'll add one of those. You should have a dialog box at the bottom left here. If I click on that disclosure arrow, I can change the
Isosphere.
subdivisions so it's nice and high and we've got lots of polygons to sculpt with. So we'll go right up to 5. Don't go too far with this because that could crash your machine. So now that we've got to this point, we're ready to start sculpting on our object.
Yay!
So I'll go to the sculpting workspace up the top here. And this should remind you of the starting scene if we went straight into sculpting. But the handy thing is we have the layout workspace that we don't have to add and we can jump back to if we need to add any objects. I'm going to extend out the brushes so we can read the names. So on the side of the brushes here where my cursor changes to the double arrows, I can click and drag and bring out the names so you can easily see which brush I'm using. I'm going to
Nice.
start off with the grab brush. But before I do anything, it's a really good idea to turn on symmetry at the top here. So symmetry in the X, that's why it's important that we're looking at it in terms of the X-axis going across this way. And now we can start editing the shape.
Hold on a second.
brush
I
shape.
gotta make sure that it's actually like centered. It was not. So it's a good thing that we're doing this. I think. Oh. Ugh. Ah, that's why I'm disoriented. It doesn't matter which direction you look at a sphere from, it's still a sphere. Ah, Alright, I guess we're adding X symmetry.
Settings down the side here, and you've also got those options up the top here as well. But it is much better to have your hand over the keyboard. The Shift key and the Control key are the keys you'll be using all the time. So F is to resize your brush, and I can press F, move my cursor side to side, and resize my brush easily. Shift F is to change the strength, but we don't need to worry too much about that at the moment. So I'll press Escape on that, and for most brushes, the default strength will be absolutely fine. So let's start sculpting. We're going to create a caricature face, and I'll come to the bottom of my sphere here, click and drag, and pull that downwards like this.
Grab. These do not exist. You are lie to me. Elastic grab. Cool. I have that now. Yoink. That doesn't look very
So I've
symmetrical.
created a shape like that, and from side view, if I click on this X here, that's what it looks like. Now it's pointing forwards a little bit. Maybe I'll bring in the face like this so he's got a funny pointed chin. We've got something looking a bit like this. I'll press 1 on my numpad to go to front view, or you can press on the -Y just here, and I'll bring the shape of the head in a little bit like this. So it slopes down a tiny bit, a little bit.
That's problem. I don't... It is being symmetrical and I just couldn't see it. Okay. That makes me happy. So let's go here. Wow. Wow. Hi, Rogue. How's it going? I'm making a silly old guy for practice. Okay, which was the Control F? F is the brush size. So if I make it small. I'm sculpting. I'm sculpting. Cool.
A bit closer in at the front than at the back. That's just how heads are. And we've got a really basic starting point. So I'll come back to side view so you can see what that looks like. And you might want to pause the video here and catch up with me.
Let's rotate this thing.
Now you might...
What? Okay. Going well, and yourself? Going pretty alright with me as well. Some ups, some downs, some really intense, scary things happening. But I believe I have survived the worst of it.
You might start to see these polygons stretching slightly.
Just a
We'll
little.
exaggerate that effect by pulling out the neck here. So come around to the bottom. You can see I've got those two yellow dots.
Yes.
And that's the symmetry. So when they're nice and close together, we know that that's the middle point. And I can get them fairly close here, click and drag, and pull down a neck like this. And if I just zoom around, you can see what that looks like. I could only pull it so far, so I'll pull it a bit again, and move around my object and pull it again and again like this. So you have to move around your object a fair bit with the grab brush to pull it in all the different directions. And we can see that this is very stretched. Now, if you're seeing it even more stretched than I am, then you probably didn't have as many polygons in your icosphere to start with. Don't worry, we'll be able to sort that out in a moment. If you're seeing less stretched than I am, then you probably went up a little bit higher. But we can change the amount of polygons we see and stop this stretching by using the remesh options. Remesh is up the top here, and you can see in this drop-down menu here. You can also find that in your brush settings. If I middle mouse button and come down to remesh here, they're exactly the same as up here.
Hold
The
on.
main thing you need to remember here is
Oh. Oh. Okay. Well. Cut off your circulation. Starve your brain of oxygen. Sniff that, nerd.
the voxel size and the actual remesh button. Now the voxel size is the size we're going to make the polygons. We can easily see that by pressing R on our keyboard, and this is the size that it's going to make the polygons based on the shape we've already made. At about 0.08 looks good, so I'll left click there, and to actually press the remesh button, the shortcut key is Ctrl R, and you can see it's remeshed it and taken away a bit of this stretch. Now it still looks a little bit lumpy, so I'll probably go a little bit lower with my number. So I'll press R again, go a little bit lower to 0.07. It can be fairly rough, it doesn't have to be bang on, and Ctrl R, and that's about right for the amount of detail we need at the moment. Now one thing that may help you, if I go up to the overlays here, click on this drop down and turn on statistics, you can see the amount of faces you have in your scene. Now I've got a fairly powerful machine and I can comfortably go above 3 million faces using this technique. For older machines you want to keep it down to probably around 500,000 at the most. But you'll find out as you go along, and if your workspace starts to lag a bit, then you might want to change your remesh voxel size.
I'm a
so
little
it's just
scared of that part.
So
I'm
now's a good time to
scared.
catch up with me creating the next.
Guys, I mean, having a 1080 is still powerful. Like, it's still surprisingly powerful. But going from a 3090 Ti to a 1080 is so sad. There's so much I can't do, and I'm just like, I took that computing power for granted. I took it for granted. Ah! But a 1080 will suffice. It will.
Neck and remeshing your shape. Okay, so let's start sculpting a little bit more. So I'll bring out a nose at the front. I'll make my brush a bit smaller. So F to resize the brush. Put the points into the middle there so they're together, and click and drag.
I'm making it
outwards.
snooty.
Now that didn't really work for me, so I'll undo that, come further around to the side and make my brush a little bit bigger. Again, points close together, click and drag outwards. That's a bit better. And I'll pull outwards a little bit here and maybe a little bit further with the nose and point it upwards like this. And we've got a funny shaped nose there. I can come around to the front and start pulling this area in, and we're slowly starting to get an area for the eye sockets and maybe pull this area in as well. Okay, so there's...
Alright, I'm gonna spend some time making my little guy. It's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be sweet. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna flatten that right there. Get this smaller. Okay, not that small. Get some cheekbones going. Get some cheekbones going. Ooh, I kind of like the way this looks already. I kind of like this. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh, I can't wait to actually make the model. All right, let's smooth these out a little bit if I can. This obviously isn't what the model is going to look like, but that's okay. It looks a little creepy. Oh dear. I'm imagining like an old lizard lady librarian right now, or maybe like a turtle. Make it exist first, you can make it pretty later. Not something I'm personally good at. I like the phrasing though, because it is so true. Oh, that's not how I want to do this. Trust the process type shit. But I want the chin to protrude out more. I feel like I'm having trouble doing that. Turtle. Movie Master in Disguise. Oh.
I don't mean to keep harping, but the name the Turtle Club, you know, it's just a name. I think you're taking it a little bit too literally.
Turtle? Turtle?
Are you a member of the Turtle Club?
Well, not exactly.
Not exactly. But am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
Is he okay?
He's fine.
He's fine, Turtle.
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 He's dreamt of this place ever since he was a child.
Turtle.
Do you think we can go in for a moment?
Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
We'll be out in 5 minutes. Please.
All right.
Oh, I love this. What is this? Turtle.
No.
Turtle?
No?
Not turtle.
Hi. Could you tell me, do you recognize this?
Turtle.
I'd recognize that label anywhere. I made that cigar for the private collection of Devlin Bowman.
Wow. Turtle. I love you, turtle guy.
I'm fine, Turtle.
I'm fine, turtle.
Give me address or phone number for Mr. Bowman?
You're crazy. I can't give you
Doesn't that look like who I'm making here?
No
Just
information.
without glasses.
Harm found its way to you. Terrible, terrible, terrible harm. Change your mind. Perhaps it's time to go into my shell.
No.
Turtle.
No, no.
Shell time coming.
You know what?
Shell time coming.
Fine, thank you very much.
Terrible harm. The kind of harm that makes you cry out in the night like a little baby.
Hey, baby. Can I buy you a drink? Maybe some pond water for your friend?
Oh, turtle. Got your nose. What? I've never seen that movie before. That's gold. I want to watch that. I do plan sometime soon, I don't know exactly when, we're going to watch Velociraptor in the Discord server as a community. That one also looks quite goofy. I want to watch goofy, stupid movies. Maniacal laughter. No, that was businessman laughter. Maniacal laughter takes a little bit more effort. Now I want to watch American Psycho. That's a good movie. Anyways, let me go back to sculpting my little guy. Do I need much more sculpting? I think I'm about caught up with this guy.
I'll just take the bridge of the nose in a little bit there. And that looks a little bit better. And once we've got this point, we see a bit of stretching, so we can press Ctrl R to create that remesh again.
Cool.
And we can see a little bit of blockiness there, so perhaps I'll press R again, bring my voxel size down to this time 0.06, and press Ctrl R to remesh. And that's a little bit better.
Half-finished model.
And I
This
think
isn't
that will
even.
help
This
us.
is a test model. This isn't me. This is a
And give us just a
maybe
little bit more
try
detail.
this out.
Now you might be thinking, why am I not just putting it up and going really detailed? Because my computer can handle it. What's the problem? Well, the general rule is keep as low detail as possible for as long as possible. The reason being, if I come around to the neck just here and I hold down Shift and draw over the neck, you can see it's smoothing it out. And it's doing a nice job of smoothing it out. I can go to other areas, hold down Shift. Holding down Shift takes you to the smooth brush, but it's just a quick way of doing it.
Wow.
So hold down Shift and I can smooth out that area there, for example. What the smooth brush does, it takes your polygons and kind of evens them out. If I have lots and lots of fine polygons, it makes a big difference to the smooth brush and how much of the shape it moves
Let's
around.
see Paul Allen's Blender model.
And in the early stages, you want your smooth brush to be quite influential. So you keep the polygons nice and big to start with and the detail as low as possible. And then as we go along, we don't need the smooth brush to move the shape as much, so we can up the detail a bit more. Okay, so you might want to pause the video here and catch up with me creating the nose.
I'm ready.
Just have a little go using the smooth brush, which is holding down Shift.
You're being so informative, and I appreciate you
So
very
hopefully you got
much.
okay with that. Now I'm going to start refining the shape, still using the grab brush.
Mhm.
So I'll come around to the side here and pull in an eye in this sort of direction. Bring this area back a little bit as well. Cheekbones up just a touch. I'll zoom out a bit and I'll change the forehead.
This guy's
Make
got a
the brush
goofy
nice and
face.
big, and maybe give him a funny sort of shaped head at the back here. Bring this area in, and we're starting to get a reasonable looking shape.
Yeah, this
I
guy's
think I'd
funny.
like the mouth area to come in a bit more, and the chin to be more
Ew,
sort of curvy
ew,
like this. And you can
ew.
just have lots of fun creating a shape yourself.
The tasteful thickness of it. Oh my god. It even has a watermark.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers Van Patten's card to mine.
I can't believe that Bryce freaking prefers. I can't remember their names. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Raised lettering. Pale nimbus. White.
Impressive.
Impressive. Very nice.
Let's see Paul Allen's card.
Let's see Paul Allen's card. Oh my god. They're all so distraught.
Look at that subtle off-white coloring. The tasteful thickness. Oh my god. It even has a watermark.
I love this movie. I want to play a role like this someday. You're sweating.
That's it? You're sweating.
I love this movie.
Self.
All right, so I guess I'm just going to refine some of the details. That's all I'm going to do right now. That's not what I want. The mirror guy from Shrek 1. The mirror, mirror on the wall. Choose your princess. Or something like that. I don't really want all that much detail. Maybe I just go a little bit further around the mouth. Turtle. Smile. Just little piece by little piece. Little piece by little piece. Little piece by little piece. I like this. You may find it creepy, and that's why I like it. Recently learned that one of my favorite jokes in Shrek doesn't even exist in the English version. What, because it couldn't be translated correctly? That's sad. I got to watch Shrek the Musical Junior a little while ago, and that was a delightful experience. Let's get some freaking dimple in there. Is this even how I add that? I like this. I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on it already.
An area for a sphere to go in. So I'll create a nice rounded eye socket around here.
Okay.
Bring the middle back a bit, not the outside here or the nose. So just so it's rounded out like this, and perhaps bring them together a bit. We've got this sort of eye socket shape. Now I've made some changes. Control R to do the remesh. So we've got a nice even detail across the mesh. And that's starting to look fairly good. So once again, you might want to pause the video and have a go at setting up a shape that's kind of similar to mine in some way.
It's not similar to yours.
Same. It really doesn't have to be. It is a caricature, so have some fun. If you're
Started on it. No. This is a test. This is a test. This is not what they will look like. This is me getting my bearings on it. You know me. I would not have such a short snout. Never, ever, ever, never, never, ever. But I am really happy with the making of this thing. I don't know how I'm going to split the mouth
In
open,
this
though.
tutorial and want to push your sculpting skills even further, then you should try out my sculpting bundle. You get 3 top-selling courses at the incredibly low price of $29.
No
You'll
thanks.
learn everything you
I'm
need to learn
broke.
to create stunning 3D models, from characters to dragons and beasts. You'll
Well,
also learn
that
the
would
very
be
basics of
helpful,
rigging
but
and animation, so you can start to make them move around, walk and run. So why not give it a try today? Let's put some ears in and a little shape for the mouth. So I'll go to the draw brush this time. With the draw brush, I'll bring that size down a bit by pressing F.
Draw
put it a bit further
brush.
and just draw in a round shape for the ears like this.
yeah, this looks slightly different from whatever they have. Cool. So that just adds material on top.
Nice simple way to do some ears. So I've gone about that far, and then I'll draw out a little bit further at the back of the ears and then smooth out the front. So hold down
They
shift,
don't have
and at the front,
ears.
I kind of got some ears there just by using the draw brush. Give it a little bit more bulk at the top there and around the side here, and then Control R to remesh again. And that's not looking too bad. Now, how do I dig into the shape? Well, if I hold down Control, I can use the reverse of the brush and dig into the shape like this. Just smooth out that area there. And we've got some really nice simple ears.
I
So
get
on
the
any
reverse of the
you can
brush
hold down
how?
Control and do the
Control.
reverse.
Cool. So I can minus from here. Ah. Cool. That's not terrifying at all. Do it with immense pain and suffering and frustration. I love suffering! You guys may think I'm joking about that, but you gotta see it from my perspective, okay? I go in my entire life where I'm like, I'm in pain this entire time, and there's nothing that relieves that. Why? Why am I even here? So I consider, well, why would someone be here in a body that's in constant pain? But imagine you're simply an existence that has always been and always will be, and has never known anything but the peace of oneness with the rest of the universe. Would you not get bored? Would you not get bored? And say, I want to try something difficult. I want to try something that's like, maybe I wouldn't want to do, but then there's a reward at the end of it. What if I just want to struggle to see what struggling feels like? And then voila, I'm here. Forced masochist is a good way to put it. I do struggle to have a masochistic enjoyment of my body pain. But I love pain that's enacted outside of that. If I started an experiment. Imaginary effort, real work. And so I've started keeping a log of how much pain I'm in and where the pain is. Ice tigers meet up in chat. That's so silly. So I have 2 days so far. Let me open both of these. So this is kinda what my pain looks like in my body most of the time. The reason I like having sharp pain, and I can be masochistic towards that, is there a markup button on here? That'd be super, super helpful. Edit. Give me a brush. White. So if I am like, I don't know, stabbed right here, suddenly, look, oh my goodness, that is so much more intense than everything around it. Then all of this stuff goes away in my understanding, or in my perception, because I'm just too gosh darn focused on this to be focused on this, right? The real sucky part is when it's like this all the time. That's where the psychological horror comes in. But I do like me some, ooh, you wanna bite my neck? Leave some Youchie right there? Oh, please do. But yeah, I haven't done this kind of mapping before, so I'm really curious to see how it's gonna go over the course of a couple months. Because this experiment is about using the power of the mind to exercise. Because I saw a study that said people that imagined working out gained almost half as much muscle mass as people that actually worked out. And I can't do much working out because I'll injure myself, right? The most I can do without injuring myself is basic physical therapy exercises, like doing this repeatedly, stuff like that. But not working out is also bad, because then the muscles that hold and provide the structure that I need to my body weaken, and my joints get more unstable, which leads to more pain. So I'm thinking, if I can exercise in my brain and have it actually add to the stability of my muscles, I can get the benefits of exercise without ever injuring myself. So that would, in theory, bring down the amount of ambient pain that I feel. And that's why I've started recording these. I'm in my control section. So I'm not doing the mind working out yet. I'm just getting a couple weeks of readings of how much pain I'm in. Hi, Jorgensen? I don't know. Good to see you. I'm doing all right. Boom, 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 boom. Can I ask why you're in such pain? Gone to check it out. Yes. Yes. To put it simply, collagen is a protein that acts like rubber in your connective tissues. It's supposed to act like a rubber band. It's in all of your tendons, it's in your skin, it's in the fascia between your organs, and it's like the glue slash plastic wrap for your body. And my collagen isn't made correctly. So instead of stretching and then going back, it stretches out and then stays. So stretching is pretty bad for me. My tendons have been stretched out over time, so all of my joints are loose. I go through dislocations pretty often. And yeah, that's why I'm in pain all the time. And why I can only stream for a couple of hours at a time. Could we get a long video essay with your findings? I plan on it. I do indeed plan on it, because if this can help me, it can help so many people. I think there was like a newer study too. Ugh. I'm so sorry to hear that. Your sorrow is appreciated. However, it's been like this. So I'm used to it. And in a way, I'm grateful. In a lot of ways, I'm grateful for it. It's given me, I think, a unique perspective on what it means to have a body, to have a physical form that you move around. It's like It's like the trope of one of those really old rusty cars that's coming apart at all of the seams, but it just keeps on going somehow. Do you think it's something that CRISPR would be able to fix? That's a good question. There's a problem in that we don't actually know exactly what gene causes hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos. There's 13 types of Ehlers-Danlos. All of the other types we have identified the gene for. We haven't figured out hypermobile, which is mine. The other problem is I don't know if editing the gene that affects the production of collagen will help replace all of the already defective collagen. So I'm wondering if there's an addition that needs to be made so that the body goes through and says, hey, that's the old collagen stuff. Let's get that out of there. Let's get the new stuff in there. That might help. That might work, but I don't know. Give you body horror? Literally. Yes. Yes, 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 exactly. I cannot express to you what it was like being like 5 years old, staring up at a dark ceiling for hours on end, unable to sleep because I can't get comfortable enough. My mind been through some shit, but I'm so much more resilient for it. Blembder. Yeah, I made this little turtle woman, and I'm super happy. I don't know what other details I want to add. All right, maybe... something like that. Hopefully we'll get something for HEDS soon then. Hopefully. Hopefully. I don't think this is the brush that I want to be using for this, but I think it works just fine for now. Argonian face scales. Yeah, I need something like that. It's an honest turtle. I mean, look at that! Come on! Okay, I don't want it like that. I need a bigger brush. The crimson chin. Oh, this is the tiniest chin ever. I'm super happy with this. I'm so happy. Turtly enough for the Turtle Club.
So in this case, push inwards rather than pull outwards. Let's just add a little area for the mouth just there. Just a little shape for the moment. About that much.
Yep.
Ready for adding more detail. So now's a good time to pause the video and catch up with me.
I did.
Your ears and the small area for the lips. Okay, now we're going to start adding more detail, but before we do that, let's bring in some eyeballs.
Yay!
Now, we can do this in sculpt mode because we can change the mode of this object to object mode here and then add some eyeballs that way. The problem is we have to set up being able to see our 3D cursor, and it's just a little bit awkward. So I'm going to change back to sculpt mode whilst in the sculpting workspace. That's just up here. And to add the spheres, I'm going to go across to layout mode. And you can see my 3D cursor in the middle there. That's particularly helpful. To move the 3D cursor, I move my mouse over an area and press shift right click. So I want to move it to this area where I want my sphere to go. And that's why I set up button 2 on my pen as right click. I can go to my add menu. So shift A is the shortcut for that.
Okay, hold on.
Or add menu, mesh, and then this time we'll use a UV sphere for the eyes. I'll scale that down. Probably somewhere around here. We'll have a fairly small.
But how do you mirror it properly?
Smaller, something like that. It's a good idea to check it in side view. So 3 to go to side view. That's on your numpad. And then 1 to go to front view. Might be a little bit close in. Somewhere around there. Okay, so I'm going to zoom into the eye. Now you can see the shape of the polygons kind of go to a point up here, and it's a good idea to have that at the front, because it just looks a little bit like a pupil. You don't have to do this, but I like to press R, then X, and 90 to rotate it around the X-axis 90 degrees and press Enter. And it just looks a little bit more like an eyeball, and it makes it a bit easier for setting up my eyelids. Let's just go to side view and make sure we've got it roughly in the right place. And a little bit of space, maybe half the eyeball's distance towards the bridge of the nose there. And that's probably around the correct position. It doesn't matter a great deal
Are you
because
gonna add
this
the
is a
second
caricature and we
one?
can make them look silly. So we're ready to start sculpting our head again. But before we go
All
back,
right, I guess I'm starting here. Shift A, mesh, UV sphere. Scale little. G. All right, that's just going straight into there. I don't know, this doesn't seem right. Scale a little bit bigger. G. I don't know if I sunk in enough space for the eyes here. If you play Mozart in one ear and have it play in 2x speed, then play the video at 2x speed, you will instantly complete the modeling. Oh, something's happening. I can't put it in my left ear. I'm sorry, man. Also, I think I have to unplug something. Wah. Speakers focus.
back to the sculpting workspace.
All right. Highly recommend when you start in your actual project that you pull up a VRC avatar in Blender and take a quick deep look at it to see the techniques they use. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. And getting an image reference in there will help greatly. I do think that the final model is going to look a little bit different than the reference. Because I'm not very good at controlling what something would look like in 3D on a 2D drawing. But I'm hoping I have a lot more control here. How's that? It's a little far from the center. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh. This feels not right. This doesn't feel right. Maybe it's too big. I think that's better, honestly. And then he said to rotate it. Sure. But I think I will go into here. All right, I'm apparently not on the right thing. No ears on your ref, just horns. Yep. No ear, just horn. Now, I have to figure out why the frick I can't. Okay, there we go. We're good. We're good. It's gonna look real freaky for a bit. It's gonna look real freaky. I think something happened with that sphere. It'll be alright.
Make sure you select the head first and then go back to the sculpting workspace.
Yes, yes.
That way I'm ready to sculpt on the head. I'll just undo that with Control Z. If for any reason you went back to sculpt mode with the eyes selected, you can change which object you're sculpting by moving your mouse over the object and pressing Alt-Q. Can you see how it flashes red to say that's what's selected and
Okay.
that's what you'll be sculpting?
Cool.
So I'll press Alt-Q over my head, and it might be a good idea to label these objects as well, just so it's clear what I've got selected. We can do that in the outliner. I'll just extend that out slightly, and I can double click on the icosphere and call that head. And there's the sphere, and you can see I've now selected that, and you can see it there, and I'll double click on that and call it eye. Notice it's highlighted red because it's not actually the active object. You can't jump between objects in the outliner when you're in sculpt mode, only in object mode. So just so there's no confusion, I'll click back to the head, and you can see that's yellow, but just make sure you've got it highlighted here so you know that you're sculpting on that. And if in any doubt, remember you've got Alt-Q to jump back to the head model.
Thank
So
you.
pause the video here and add in the eyes. Okay, so we need to up the detail to put in some eyelids
We only added
and to add some
one.
detail to things like the mouth.
Where
So
did the
press
other
R, and let's
one?
go
You
down a
didn't
bit
put
further
the
now,
other
so
one
0.03
in.
I would say, somewhere around there, and Control R, see what that looks like, and let's test it out. Now for the moment I've not got an eyeball the other side, that's okay, we'll just start drawing the eyelid out with the draw brush, and I'll pull it out like this. So I'll just keep drawing until I've got some sort of eyelid.
Alright. I guess that's what we're doing. So strange. Do I want to use grab? Oh. Oh no. Oh? Oh. I think I'm doing something here. I think I'm doing something here. Whoa. I think I'm gonna use the draw brush. Oh, if I want to be responsible, I should probably do some coding, but responsibility sucks. Throw out the word should. What do you want to do? What is your decision? What is your plan? Oh. I mean, that looks like an eyelid. Alright, what do you do to smooth this shit over?
That's a bit all over the place at the moment, but let's
Yes.
press Control R to do a remesh. And remember, we've got the smooth brush to smooth it out.
Alright,
So
where's the
using a drill
smooth brush again? Smooth. F. Make it bigger. Alright, I've just gotten rid of like a bunch of the detail. No. No. That's something. They're gonna look creepy though. Turn out to its intensity, the strength. Cool. Thank you. Running nose. Itchy nose. Hoot. Hoot hoot. Turtle.
Smooth it out a bit, then remesh to fix the polygons. Do the same at the bottom here, so just keep drawing to pull out an eyelid. This is the nice easy way to do it. Looks a bit strange. Control R, remesh, hold down Shift and smooth that out. And we've got really basic eyelids, but we've got no eyeball the other side.
He's finally addressing it, but there's something I want to do here first. Brush. Draw. I'm having fun with this. Yes. Baggy eyes with circles under them. Yes. Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've already figured out how to do the sculpting. Yes. I'm gaming so hard. I'm gaming so hard. All right, Mr. Man, what's your
that, but I just wanted to show you what
next
that looks
thing?
like. So this is what our sculpt ends up looking. We've got the eyelids kind of sticking out from the mesh, and we've got a gap for the eyeball like that. What we need to do is copy this eyeball to the other side.
Yes.
So let's quickly go back to layout mode.
Layout.
With the eyeball selected, we
Yes.
could just duplicate it to the other side, but there's a nice easy way to mirror it so we know it's in exactly the right place. We go to the modifiers down here, where this spanner or wrench is, add modifier, and the mirror modifier is in the middle of generate. I'll click on that. Now it looks like it's not working because it's actually mirroring around its center point, which is that orange dot just there. We want
Okay.
to use the head shape as the mirror object. So it'll be the center of our head
The
that it
icosphere.
will be mirroring along the x-axis.
Oh.
So the x-axis is highlighted here. If we change the mirror object by clicking the picker, choosing the head, you can see now that's the mirror object and the sphere jumps to the other side and we've got some eyeballs. So remember to select the head before going back into the sculpting workspace. I'm going to go into the sculpting workspace.
I'm a
anyway,
sculpting
without selecting
pro?
the head, and you'll
That
notice
makes me
can't sculpt on my
happy.
head. So we press Alt Q to select the head, just in case you forget. Okay, so catch up with me and mirror the eyeball across to the other side. Okay, so we've got a pretty good starting point. Have we got enough detail? Not really, because the eyelids are looking a bit blocky. So we probably want to up that a little bit. But before we
Hold
up
on.
the detail,
Can't stay but saying good luck. I'm practicing blendering. Can it be quite tricky? So good luck. Bye-bye. Thank you, Relatable Handsplit, for stopping by. I appreciate you very much. I mean, after getting the hang of it, I mean, I'm still a little clumsy. But this
perhaps
looks
we can
good.
just start adding a nostril in here, a little bit of shape around there, something like this. And maybe back to the grab brush and resize and just change
So just
the
more
shape
detail?
of things a little bit. So we've got a little bit more shape around the head, maybe a little bit around the cheeks. They can possibly go in a little bit here, make him a little bit more sort of gaunt, and perhaps a little bit more bulk around here. I think actually I'll go this way and that looks kind of fun. And you can just start playing with the shape a little bit like this. It's looking okay at the moment, I would say. Maybe.
All right, I guess more detail time. More fine detail? Sure. Also, is the music player thing in the top left even visible at all? Did anybody notice it at all during this stream? Hold on. Okay, I have the crop pad. You did? Wow! That makes me happy. Blending mode. If I just do normal, then it covers it completely, but I don't know if I want that. That's more clear. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. Alright. I'm using the draw brush. The anti-draw brush. Here, that looks a little funky. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Oh dear. I think that may be a little too sharp. Or not sharp enough. Looks slightly freaky with such a wide smile, but I think I solved that by taking out some material here. Joker dragon, har har. Maybe those dimples are like way too high. Make the brush bigger. Beak smile. Maybe it's the curvature of the line. Let's use smooth. Smooth this back out. This is not looking the way I imagined it, but I think that's fine. If I add... Sculpting is probably something I could do for hours on end. The other stuff, not so much. The other stuff's difficult. Alright. Well, I can add some more, like, fine scale details. And the such, and the like, and the whatever. It's certainly something.
We need a little bit more bulk at the back of his head just there. Doesn't matter too much that area though. He could have a funny head like this or like this, whatever you decide. I think somewhere around there. I smooth that out a bit by holding down shift, and I'll quickly put in some nostrils before adding any more detail. The draw brush again is best for this. So draw brush fairly small but the size of a nostril, and hold down control. So I do a little bit, let go, do a little bit more.
Those are some big nostrils.
Just build it up slowly. Hold down shift to smooth out. A little bit high at the moment, but that's okay, we can fix that. Control R to do a remesh, and I might just...
Oh.
We've got a little bit more shape around the head, maybe a little bit around the cheeks. They can possibly go in a little bit here, make them a little bit more sort of gaunt, and perhaps a little bit more bulk around here. I think actually I'll go this way, and that looks kind of fun. And you can just start playing with the shape a little bit like this. It's looking okay at the moment, I would say. Maybe need a little bit more bulk at the back of his head just there. Doesn't matter too much that area though. He could have a funny head like this or like this, whatever you decide. I think somewhere around there. I smooth that out a bit by holding down shift, and I'll quickly put in some nostrils before adding any more detail. The draw brush again is best for this. So draw brush fairly small but the size of a nostril, and hold down control. So I do a little bit, let go, do a little bit more, let go, and just build it up slowly. Hold down shift to smooth out. A little bit high at the moment, but that's okay, we can fix that. Control R to do a remesh, and I might just get the grab brush and pull them down a little bit, just about there. I sort of feel like some strange flared nostrils might look fun. Something like this anyway. A little bit this direction. This way you have a bit of fun. Probably pull them in a little bit here. Slowly getting there. Okay, so now's a good time to catch up with me, adding that little bit of detail in, and remember to have a bit of fun, change the shape around.
I'm having a bit of fun, don't you worry.
Okay,
I'm
so
having
we
my
need a
bit
bit
of
more
fun.
detail for the lips and to start creasing in some areas. At the moment I'm on about 26,000 faces, which is quite low, so we can press R to see our voxel size. We can probably go down to 0.1 now. Now we've got the basic shape, somewhere around there, and Control R to remesh. And you can see we've got a lot more detail. And I'll just make my brush a bit smaller and hold down Shift, and you can see that it's having a lot less effect. It's smoothing things out nicely, but it's not moving my shape as much, which is exactly what I want.
Nice.
And this is starting to look very nice. Okay, so how do we start drawing that bit of detail? The crease brush is really nice for this, and it's a bit like a detail brush. I'll start off with the lips. I'll make it nice and small, zoom in a fair bit. And
that's where I'm
start off
supposed
by
to
doing
use
a bit of
that.
a U shape like this, and then down a bit like that. So it's an upside down W. And then you can come up if you want a bit of a smile at the end there. So it's pulled that area in like this. Looks a bit strange at the moment, but press Control R to do a remesh, just so we've got that basic starting point. And I'll do the same again, a little bit around there, coming around about here.
So I can just be sharp, crease, polish. Kind of looks like an old turtle lady. What about crease sharp? What does that do? Ah. That's very strong. This doesn't look right.
And that's looking good. Now what the crease brush does, it creates this sort of dent, but it also pushes and pulls the topology, the faces, together. Now if I hold down Shift for the smooth brush and just lightly smooth out, and it's worth saying that you've automatically got your strength or your pen pressure set up here, so I'm only lightly brushing across the screen. So if I hold down Shift and lightly brush, it will do less than if I hold down Shift and brush harder because of that pressure sensitivity. So I lightly press across it to smooth it out a little bit. And we've got a bit of a lip shape there, but it's not great. It needs to be a little bit more rounded, so I'll smooth out this area here and this area here. We want a little bit more definition to the front here. Now, I've used the crease brush to dig in. I'll just dig that in a little bit further around here, around here. You can also use the crease brush to kind of pull out a line. So if I hold down Control, it'll pull outwards, so I'll create a sort of lip shape around here like this. And again, lightly smooth out, and at the base here, out there. So it look kind of funny at the moment and look really strange, but we can easily adapt this shape. I'll also make my brush a little bit bigger and create a sort of little fulcrum thing there. So we've got a bit of detail, but it needs a bit of tidying up. I think the grab brush will help us here, come around to the side a bit and start organizing this shape a bit more. So let's grab that area in here, that in there, pull that out, and just create more of a lip shape. Generally speaking, the top lip sticks out more than the bottom lip. That's a good rule of thumb. He's going to have a weird pointy chin like this. Might edit the chin a little bit more. Something like that. Maybe coming in a bit here. You can make it all sorts of shapes. And these come here, in there. It's looking a bit better. Let's get the smooth brush.
Oh,
and that's
my light's turned off.
I'll just stick them out a little bit more. Pouty lips. And then zoom out and see what we've got. We've got some funny small lips there. Looks quite good. Now bring them up a little bit, just for preference. And I think they're looking pretty good. Control R to do a remesh. Now you might find you lose a bit of detail there, but that's okay because we'll come back and add more detail at the end of that area. But before we do that, we need to work on other areas and add detail. Smooth out the nose a little bit. Back to the crease brush for adding that detail. Brush a bit smaller. Tend to go quite small with the crease brush in terms of the size. And let's draw that nostril.
I don't
Also,
think I need
bit of
more
a line
creases.
down here for the mouth, and use your smooth brush to smooth these areas out.
Maybe.
Smaller detail in the nostril there. Reverse crease brush to create some sort of outline
Ooh.
of the nostrils here, and maybe give them a bit of bulk around here, and then smooth out. You can go for quite a stylized look and give it really sort of creased edges like this, and then smooth out as well, and it makes it a bit more stylized. I don't really want to do that at the moment, but that's the sort of thing you can do. And just increase that fulcrum bit there, and I just go back to the draw brush and dig in a little bit more for the nostrils and smooth out a bit more, and Control R to do the greenish. Again, we'll lose a little bit of detail, that's okay. I'll tidy up a
Wrinkly?
bit
I
with the
don't
grab
want to
brush.
make it wrinkly.
Brush.
I don't want to. Not too wrinkly.
And this all depends on the style.
Actually, you know what? Now that you mention it. This is the sad music. This is the chill music. Oh. Sure. A couple little wrinkle lines. Then maybe one down here. Oh yeah, if you turn the strength down a lot, you can get way more in there. Old turtle lady librarian.
I like to move around my object a lot, see it from lots of different angles, and I just do a few adjustments around the place, tidying up a kind of rounded area there, maybe a little bit up and down here, a little bit square at the moment, but that's okay. Zoom out a bit, see what that looks like. It's kind of fun.
Kind of fun.
Rounded in the front. Sort of ball shaped at the front now. That looks fun. Okay,
You
once
did
again,
super
let's get
great
down
on
to
that
catch
nose.
with me and make those minor adjustments. So you can just touch the top of the pupil. That looks usually about right. Just pull this area out a little bit, and this area down, and smooth out.
I'm happy
And
with where my eyelids
so
are.
it looks a little bit tight at the moment.
This
If I
guy's
pull bottom
squinting.
one down a little bit more, just maybe up a little bit there. That's a bit more like it. Okay,
Do
so
I
we've got
get
the
to
position.
render any of it, or am I just done?
Maybe this bit down top.
I think I am just done.
Bit of a bag apple.
Unless I wanted to add more wrinkles.
Then you can
Super cool. I didn't think that I was going to be able to sculpt something on my first day working on this. I mean, it's not the cleanest, most beautiful thing you've ever seen, but it is very recognizable. You can look at that and say, oh yeah, that looks like a creature. I'm super happy about that. Yeah. Could render it, but it wouldn't look very good without texture. Hold on. Oh no, it's all coming apart. Okay, I gotta... Control J. Just so I can rotate it. Ew. I don't know, that's kind of dramatic. The eyes aren't very smooth, but that's fine. Oh, the other eye! It is disappear! Oh dear. She looks pretty from this angle though. That makes me happy and a lot more confident in my ability to do this. All right. I'm probably going to end it there. Quit while you're ahead and all of that. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this stream. I'm definitely going to do some more progress streams for this. I like working on this with people there cheering me on. It makes it a lot easier. Because otherwise I'm just sitting here listening to ASMR and tutorials at the same time. They took my fucking eyes. Cool. Check out my newest song, Feel Free, on YouTube. Check out my freaking Discord if you're not in there all the way. Already. Not all the way. I think that's it. I love you, my beautiful horde. Goodbye. Oh, we're ending off on jump scare music. Oh,